Hello there, and before we get into looking at version 2 of my new, improved, updated mannequin hand, I'd first like to take a look again at my 15 years of ideas. I know you've probably seen it so much you're sick of it, but there's only 2 days left to vote for it. You've got until probably the end of the day, Wednesday, so don't wait any longer, please. If you haven't already, head over, vote for it, use your vote. Your vote does matter. Thank you to everyone who has supported it so far, and I cannot wait to see how well I do in the competition. I know there's a load of bigger Lego builders in this competition, but still, I fancy my chances. With the help from you guys, you never know what's possible. We did hit 500 subs pretty quickly after all. So thank you for all the support, both on the channel, on ideas, and wherever else you're choosing to support. Of course, I've got my Rubricable page as well, where I sell you instructions and they seem to be going down like a tree. So thank you for your support across every platform, and I cannot wait to see what we can achieve together in the new year. But of course, today's video isn't about any of that. It is instead about this mannequin hand ring holder version 2, as it's been called. Ignore the awaiting approval. I am having a bit of a problem with the images on ideas. It's just certain things you have to follow. Nothing too bad. It's just a bit of a hassle to get used to. So hopefully this is up by the time the video goes live. Otherwise, it's not going to be too good because I'm not going to be able to include the link top of the description so you can support it. But my last mannequin hand did get quite a few. I think it got like 30-40 supporters, which I was really impressed with. Didn't market it whatsoever, and it goes on for like 3 months, and about 90% of them supporters came within the first couple of days. I made a little short or video on it. I think I even mentioned it in the background of one of my videos, and that was it. Radio silence. I did not talk about it anymore. So this time for version 2, I actually want to talk about it a bit more. Go into why I've made version 2 in the first place. What's better than the first one? And you can see there are 5 images here that are on Lego Ideas site itself, including this lovely image here where it is holding the Harry Potter Make and Take one from the 1st of September this year, which was great to go and build that in a Lego store. But this time, let's take it down to the desk. We'll get a nice close-up look, and I'll be able to point out a lot more than these 5 images. So as you can see, this is exactly how I display it on my shelf. I think it looks really cool like this, holding the wand, and just gives it something to hold. I don't tend to display my rings on it too much anymore, but that is originally what this started off as, and really was just a bit of fun. Put a few bricks together and get them to hold my rings instead of me having to place them down somewhere. But I've now sort of come to terms with just placing my rings anywhere, as I am wearing them most of the day. So as you can see, all these fingers are fully posable, or at least as posable as you expect a hand to be. They can bend in some, I guess, not realistic ways, but again, it's Lego. It's going to happen. Like this thumb has 360-degree maneuverability, and it's a bit the same with the fingers here. Like, I don't think anyone can bend their finger that way, or maybe a few people can, but no one that I've seen. But this is, of course, some sort of ring holder, jewellery stand, or just an artistic piece. And if Lego were to ever make it, it'd make a nice cheap set. Perhaps you'd get 2 of these, or perhaps you get a hand and a head, so you've got a hat stand. But just so I can show you on camera, if I do take off my rings and place them down onto the fingers, they do fit quite nicely. I mean, I do have quite big rings, so I didn't want to cater specifically for mine because no one else would be able to get their rings on them. But it does look very nice, and you can see it's not a tight fit to get them on and off. They do fit on quite nicely, and it's not going to damage the rings. It's definitely not going to damage the Lego by any means. So if you do wear a lot of jewellery, perhaps you even have some bracelets you can attach to the bottom, because the bottom of the hand is only a little stand. It's probably about 8 by 6, or I guess 9 by 6 if you're including this outer bit. And I've got this nice black rim going all the way around the edge just to give it a bit more of a fancy look. I did say it could also be some sort of art piece. It'd be interesting to see how Lego would make this into a set. I feel like this is more of a gift with purchase, and bit more promo material than an official set. But looking at the horse and carriage, looking at the baubles that we've just got for December's gift with purchase, I don't really think that's an insult in any way. Gift with purchases are just as good as some of the sets nowadays. They, I guess, just make you spend a bit more to get them. But of course, the thumb's a bit thicker than the finger, and the biggest difference is these joints here. I mean, the hand itself is a lot better. You can see the back of it. I don't know if I ever showed this off in my last video, or if I even showed it off at all in any video, but I didn't really play out the back of it. I guess I could have included some inverted tiles on the back here. That would make the model very expensive to make, but the back was, I think, just dark bluish grey on the older model, and even the stand, just a few white bricks. It was really just to help it stand up, so I've really stylized this model a bit more, and you can see the fingers are a bit bulky. Originally, I just had a 1x2 plate attaching the tile to one of these ball joint pieces. I decided to make it a bit wider, make the fingers actually feel like they are attached to a hand. And as you can see, is the shape and size of my hand, so I have molded it pretty well. I guess the only exception is this thumb bit here. You can't really attach this corner of the thumb to this corner of the hand without obstructing this thumb joint. So this is the best I could do with it, and even getting the lengths of the fingers to be the same as my hand. Perhaps we could even add some joints that will enable you to change the height of the fingers based on your own personal preferences. And of course, it is only Lego. If you wanted to take off a finger or perhaps replace it with a different accessory, have some little tentacle arm or perhaps a little claw on one of the fingers, and you can even add a little hook on one of the joints. You can really customize it as much as you like, and it doesn't even have to be flesh colored. I've only done that because it's what comes to mind when I think of a mannequin hand, and especially this light tan color. It's not quite the color of flesh, but it's that sort of color you see on a mannequin in an art store or wherever you buy your mannequin hands. I don't know, I don't really purchase mannequin hands. I stick to collecting Lego, but I think it looks really cool. The fingers themselves are a lot more posable than the last iteration, and you can really get some tight angles, which, to be fair, I can't really beat that when it comes to posing my hand. I guess you could have closed the gap in a little bit, but again, it's only Lego. The back of the hand looks just as good as the front, which I'm really pleased with, because we've got these tiles covering the whole finger, and that means when you're posing your hand in certain positions, it really does allow the hand to still look like a hand and not just a bunch of bricks that has been connected. So you can see one of the images, I do a thumbs up, and again, it's a nice little cool pose that you could perhaps even screw to the wall, add a little hook in the back bit here, hook it on the wall, and that is a piece of art. So if you do like this model, please do head over to Ideas and support it. And to be honest, I'm not expecting this to become a set straight away. I do definitely want to improve this a bit more than this. I've said about including different accessories and swapping out the fingers. I haven't actually included any here to show you, and when it comes to an idea, I really want it to be all out in front of you, as I am of course the one with the idea. But if there is anything you'd like to add, let me know. Whack it in a comment either over on Ideas or on this video, and let me know what accessories you'd like to see, as my next version of this mannequin hand will be heavily focused on accessories, be it hooks and different sort of finger joints, and perhaps even I can create something where you can add a little pin to the hand here, and you can pin different accessories like a wand, like a lightsaber, just different accessories to this hand, because I think that could be really awesome. And just to have it a bit more solid, I mean, when you're curving your fingers around this wand, it really isn't too hard to get it to stay in, get it nice and secure. Of course, I hold a wand with my finger and thumb sort of curved around the end bit, so I do try and replicate that with the mannequin hand, but I think it looks really cool. And if you are a fan, head over to Ideas. I'll leave the link again, top of the description. Please support my project, and hopefully we can get it to 50 supporters, which is quite a bit more than last time. So thank you for watching. Do drop a like if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe for more ideas such as this, alongside all the reviews and mocks and all the many releases coming out in January. May the bricks be with you always.